Hello, and welcome to Cicada, a tiny map. Let's play a few games. Dropped in the spectator slot because they were popping off today. So here we are. Yeah, whew. I'm not really in a casting frame of mind. I need to fix that. We got Tristan Kanaga, Yellow Jello, and Ian Mitchell on Team 1 on the ANS, and Internet Explorer, 11 Castle 61, Arcane Carrot, and Jack H1 on Team 2, the OSP. On a teeny tiny itty bitty map. Yeah, it's microscopic. The points are really closer to 8K, at least if you're talking about the middle of a given point apart. They're in a straight line. It's a bloody brutal map. Oh, I really enjoy Cicada. Enjoy playing here, but casting here is a treat, so I just had to when I saw it come up on the server list. I'm dropping down the ANS team. Got Ian Mitchell here into combat Axford. What else you got, Chief? Scout. Guns. We got, oh, right. We got a battleship here out of Tristan with 250s of all things. And 450s on the bottom. He's got a support reins with some VLS ones. What kind of VLS ones? I'm not really sure. Also some 2s in there. Presumably those aren't AMMs. Well, I guess they could be. We got Yellow Jello here with some missile voxels. 2 missile voxels. I wonder what he's bringing. Trojan. Just H3s. A ton of H3s. Oh my. That could be very dangerous. Kind of guy. A little more balanced on his missile team. Ah. And it's also missiles and guns. Yeah, I found if you're doing the missile sub thing, it's usually a better idea to have some well-rounded missiles. And also to bring like a scout. Yep, and that is correct. I love playing containers on this map for exactly that reason. Alright, we got 2 450 liners. Bloodhound or the Winter Radar.
The enemy is securing zone Boxer.
Okay. So, mass drivers, a lot of mass drivers with point defense. And we got guns, 450s on the Ocello, the revolver ship, an Internet Explorer, which he always likes to bring, PD ship, and a scout. And then we got 450s and a plasma? Okay, so 450s on one, and then a plasma and 250s on the other. Already got some fighting going on here. Pretty intense fighting, actually. Maybe it's not a bad thing that the fighting phase music is playing non-stop on Cicada. Because, goodness. Ton of fire coming into the Axford and both voxels down here. This Axford getting chewed to pieces by these 450s. Dishing some damage out onto the revolver ship. Ooh, that could be a real problem. This thing needs to stay alive and sustain so it can fight all these voxels that are around. Although, with the Solomon and the lack of plasma on this team, it should probably be keeping the 450 liners alive and the 450 Ocellos alive. Ooh, big yacht. Could be more important. Oh my. That's the spacebar. Miss Axford got wrecked by that 450 fire. Ooh, got some hybrids going over the top of the map, maybe? No, okay. Thought they might just be sniffing. But I think those Ocellos are gonna shoot him down. Yeah, pretty easily. Oh, that's a huge chunk of that guy's payload. She can only bring... Well, he's got 30! Yeah, never mind. It's not as bad as I thought. Well, he has fired a few more that I haven't, I must have missed. An explorer chilling behind this rock. Doesn't really want to be fighting things at the long ranges with tracks with 250s. No one's really making a play for A. Yeah, I think there's too much backline on this team. I mean, if these 450 ships could move in, but it's kind of tricky. Because you definitely don't want to lose those. Not a lot of meat out of the OSP. Well, there are these two Ocellos that are great meat, and they could come up here, but they're content to stay back in the spawn. So these could get up here and then cover for Internet Explorer. I think this team could get some real damage down the field. Gunfire going into the Solomon. Solomon gonna be a little less impressed with the 450 coming out of the Ocello than the Axfords were, although the Mass Driver's doing a good job of damaging these reactors. Good job. What is on the side of this ship? That's a cool little emblem. I like it. Wow, hang-up party getting down, and these reactors in real bad time. Just got a repair crew working on that. Hang-up! Why do I keep yawning? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there's a plasma shot. Miss. Alright, this Ocello has one plasma turret. It's just one plasma. I don't know. I don't think that's worth bringing. Because that is not enough to have... to contribute. It really isn't. It really isn't. Oh my, whole lot of 450 fire coming out here. Going into, well, nothing actually. The crappy tracks made sure of that. And this Axford just kind of playing around the corner of this asteroid here, maybe convincing someone to shoot at him and hit the rocks. Oof. don't know with the barrage going out. But I don't think there's anything over here that can hit. Oh, no way. I cannot believe that anything can shoot at this. I mean, they're gonna miss. The tracks are kind of bad, which is unsurprising. Bloodhound kinking over now. Just gonna make that a little better. If we can get the angle. Even with a few hits are getting through, doing pretty good damage. I mean, it is just a reins after all. Just a reins. Poor little dearie. Poor little dearie. More fire going into this plasma. The plasma cannon are going into the Solomon. The plasma cannon able to get a few hits in. Right on the nose. Which isn't going to help that much. I mean, it adds. Every little bit adds. I just find plasmaing Solomon noses don't really do that much. You really want to hit him on the broadside, but there's no way that player can control that, obviously. Just some Mark IIs. These are going to get Sarissa down pretty effectively, yeah. Yeah, it always pains me doing the missile sub thing and running into Sarissas. Doesn't always happen, but it happens enough. Especially on a map this small, it can be exceptionally dominating. Someone needs to cap Alpha. Someone on this team needs to... IE needs to take the internet, the Alamo up here to cap this, like right now. Sprinter. Eating just a little bit of fire there. It's actually crazy to me how little damage that did because of the punch through damage reduction. Oh, man. Trevor's doing good work, and Weed actually paying off there. Even those Pavis or Defenders? Yeah, Pavis. Just wibble-wobbing back and forth. All the damage can come down the field. Oh, dear. Reactor on fire. 3 crits. I don't think that's actually Weave on those, though. Because I was using some S2s earlier, and I was getting weird bobbing like that. Even though it shouldn't be doing that. So in a previous video, I might have dunked on someone for bringing Weave to the party, but that might have been in error on my part. So apologies for that. So just get some weird wibble wobbling out of S2s from time to time. Not always, but from time to time, even when I don't have Weave on them. A lot of good damage coming out of the missiles. No one. OSP team did not cap Alpha. Unfortunate. I feel like one of these Ocellos could have gotten it without much problem. Oh, the only Ocello at the front, that is. This one. Oh, and that just poofed out of existence. I'm not sure what's going on there. Might have been just a weird draw distance thing? I don't know. Pretty scrappy little fight here. A lot of some gunfire going back and forth. But it's been mostly OSP on the back foot, just trying to survive the missile spam. And if they can survive the missiles, well, until they're out, kind of gets out of hybrids. And Yellow Jello is running out of hybrids. Just a few more. If they can continue to weather this storm, the OSP could definitely take it in a landslide right after. Because once all these voxels run out of munitions, especially these, which only have missiles, they'll be able to just... I mean, these won't be contributing anymore. And they can group up and swarm the Solomon, kill it, and then kill the Axford and just mop through these forces. But the question is, can they survive? I think the answer is a very strong yes. There's decent PD over here. There's great PD over here, although, well, maybe it's less great now. Because these have taken so many hits, more things are getting through. Aha! There's also great PD over here. Not to mention that this team is mostly monitors, so what does get through... Well, that did a lot of damage, but that was a tug. What does get through is still going to do a lot of damage, apparently. Okay. Oh, because these are the S3s. I was thinking they were 2s, because 2s don't really do that much damage to monitors unless they're over-warheaded. Since they have Type 1 warheads, and they might not even be able to penetrate monitor armor. But this is not... I mean, these mass drivers are really important, obviously. But this is not the most important fleet on the map. So, even though... If these get taken out, that's a big deal. But it's not as big a deal as these line ships. Oh my, and these are gonna get taken out. As soon as one of those ships gets pulled out of the PD network, it falls apart, and the rest of them start falling apart as well. Start getting destroyed as the PD network no longer works. Got some sprint mines laid inside the OSP spawn. Not really sure what that's about. Saxford's a little jacked up, just a very small amount. Okay, OSP finally gonna get on Alpha, which you know, maybe waiting was a really good idea actually, because it means these won't be firing Mark IIIs anymore, and these, yeah, there are no more hybrids left on this team to be fired, I believe. Nope, none at all. And the stock PD that all the OSP players have brought are gonna be able to clean up any further missiles pretty easily, I think. Unless someone didn't pay their taxes, no. Oh, well. Speaking of people not paying their taxes, that is the one thing on the map that the Mark IIs will definitely kill. And if you can cap this and then back off, force the ANS team to come to you, especially now that they no longer have missile cover. It's a big problem, because this Solomon is kind of the last thing on the map. I mean, Cicada has some voxels that can fight. Well, oh. Hello, let me click on them. Yeah, these can fight. They got 4s. This really isn't a bad team after it's used all its missiles, actually. So these could fight effectively, just not nearly as effectively as if they had the missiles. But you'll have to push. Alright, Axford player dipping out. Even though he has 2 ships that can still support. Even though his main ship is down, he still has 2 support ships, which you really need to be using. Which is sad. Very sad. To see. Like you use this to just be over here and just be like, ah, shoot at me. Even if you don't want to be here, move these over here and then just like walk away from your computer and, I don't know, do a couple cartwheels, because that's what people do when they're not playing Nebulous, is they cartwheel. I know what you people do, you degenerates. Cartwheeling. Doesn't this still have some missiles on it? Yeah, this still has some torpedoes on it. Hello? Don't give up just because your baby is dead. Since when has a dead baby ever made anyone sad? So here's the part of the video where I get to lament my inevitable demise. Someone gets very angry at that sentence. And these Thunderheads just not gonna cut it. One of the problems with Cicada is because there are so many rocks, it's really hard to do the camera work here. I need a guy. I need a guy to do the camera work. I can just lean back in my chair. In fact, I could like lay on my bed, get a pair of binoculars, alright, point those at the screen, and then have someone else do all the camera stuff. And then I can just do this in absolute comfort. Boom. Boom. I'm a goddamn genius. I'll also be better on my hands. Some wrist issues. Most old gamers do. Oh my god. Solomon pointing his butt towards the enemy. He's trying to come around this mountain really tight, but he did it a little too tight, and so his nose got hooked. Tristan's been in a few games that I've been playing today. He's had a really rough time. Some weird graphical bugs related to the layering on the drive plumes. And the background here. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I need to talk to whoever makes this, I guess. Sometimes, see, it's not there, but it is there. Look at that. OSP gonna be able to clean this up pretty effectively. The Solomon's gonna go down real easy to any 450 liners that can get an angle on them. There they go. Worst of Tilde and the Sting of Wilma. There he has Yellow Jello just dipping out. Yeah, that's fair. Huh. See, I see you getting killed out of this all of a sudden. Alright. These voxels that I kind of got coming up here doing some work on the back line, but I think it's too little too late. Here we go.
The Enemy secured zone comment.
AMM's being fired at mines. That's not something you see every day. I mean, might as well, right? That's one way to deal with them. Or fired at mines that haven't, like, triggered and started coming towards you. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I guess the sprinter mines over there might have done something, but usually putting mines inside your own spawn isn't gonna do much. Yeah, look, more weird layering issues. Maybe not. Does it have something to do with zoom? Oh. I don't know. Anyways.
The enemy is securing zone boxer. The enemy is securing zone atlas.
Warship getting more work in on these voxels. Camping A? Oh, because they're not in range anymore. These 450s... This guy just does not want to fight this. What are you doing? Kill the Solomon. That's why you're here. I was trying to do the dip and fire, dip and fire, dip and fire strats, maybe? But he reloads too fast for that to be a good idea.
The enemy secured zone atlas.
And the Solomon's not even firing at him anyways. He's busy shooting at the solos. I don't think monitors get any bonus from being nose on to anything. I mean, they shouldn't. They're angling as on the sides here. So yeah, I don't know why his lock 250s didn't do that much. Because I think all the damage on this team came from missiles. Wiggity wag.
The enemy is securing zone boxer.
Kind of gonna be dipping out. Oh my. Spacebar again. Keep finding it. Kind of slowing down. OSP just needs to have, well, someone, Cap Bravo, presumably this ship is going over to do that. And then Cap Alpha on the, I mean, the Solomon is actually the only vessel left on the field. They just have everything shoot at it. That should be fine. This guy needs to leave. This guy needs to surrender. The game is over. Oh my god, what? I'm just out of it right now. No idea what's going on.
The enemy is securing zone boxer.
Wow, okay, that was weird. I declared victory and people actually left. Well, I mean, the only guy left was Tristan. I guess he knew it, he just needed to be called out. Oh, that's painful. That is very painful. He just didn't fire much. Ah, he was firing primarily HE. That's his problem. He was fighting Ocellos and cargo feeders, and he was using 250 HE, which is not going to cut it against the armor on those things. They're the only two decently armored ships the OSP has, in fact. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. Cicada, not really able to get much done either. Yeah, most damage came out of Yellow Jello, who I believe was a midshipman? Or a very fresh lieutenant. He hasn't been playing very long. But he did a pretty decent job with his missiles. In fact, a real decent job. Look at all those hits. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. Okay, we got 20k here. It's pretty good. 11 castle, and yeah, these didn't really do all that much. They brought mass drivers, but they got rectorunied by missiles. I guess they ate missiles that would have been better suited for killing the higher damaging ships, like this, or these two bulker liners. Yeah. Alright, that's the end of the video. Good day. Good night. I'll see you in the battle space. Oh, I got a Discord where I'll sometimes post when I'm casting games. Sometimes not. I don't want to have the exact same people every round, but I also set up viewer games through there. So link for that is in the description. Check that out if you want. And now I bid you adieu.